nothing for me to do, so I'd take the bus and go up to Cynthia's house. And I'd watch her and do things, whatever she told me. And always wash dishes. There was always pans to do. And but I'd watch her make the great plays and make the bee. And so when she went to the old country, and we had bought her a place then, and she had gone to the old country, and I didn't know how to. I had watched, but I never tried to make anything in Lebanese food. And she was gone, and I didn't know there was such a thing as a cookbook in Lebanese language. So anyway,
you figured it out.
Well, I just started what I could remember her doing. I knew she had this meat. I knew she had to grind it out and put stuff in it. I saw her put in the wheat and stuff. I didn't know. And they didn't measure anything.
No.
It's put in a pinch of that. Put in a pinch of this.
I know.
Put a handful of that.
Yeah.
And so you just had to, by guess and by God, I learned how to do it.
That's right.
I said right here by the steps.
See, I'm a great taster. When I cook, I have to taste while I'm adding my seasoning and everything.
What kind of pie did you want?
I don't know what he's doing.
Huh?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I see a red light,
You don't see the red light.
and that's all.
You can see that light?
I can see
Your eyes aren't that bad then.
I can.
What kind did you want, PJ?
Say it to the camera, Grandma. Go ahead.
Okay, what kind of pie did you want?
Cherry, please. Go ahead. Take two.
She's related to the.
What was the question?
To the brothers.
Wait. How is Rumza related to the Simon family?
She's not.
The
Joke this whole all this time.
oh God.
Freeloading off of us.
I'll get it. You do the talking.
Trying to think. Let's see.
You want ice cream in it?
No, thank you.
Isn't something her
Graham,
mom
this
sits
piece of lemon pie.
to side?
It's not fair, Graham.
Rumza's
I gave you pie. What'd you do with it?
I don't know what happened to it.
Simon.
must say
Yeah.
The Simon brothers.
Simon brothers like in
Thanks,
my
Graham.
grandpa?
Yep.
Those brothers.
Yep.
So her mom was related to them? You're yelling at me under your
Could
breath.
be. I think so.
Okay. And then what happened with the Peters in situ? Wasn't there a big to-do about that?
Well, that was over the land.
Peters.
Eric Peters' dad or something in situ?
Terrible.
Their problem was over the land in the
Oh,
old
it was
country.
over property over
Yeah.
there.
No wonder you can't show
Mhm.
cousins like that.
Somebody thought somebody
Unbelievable.
else was getting more, and somebody thought the other one got too much, and I don't know what it was all about, but it ended up okay, because they sit through, made 2 trips over there. And Rodney made a trip over there.
And did she straighten it out?
Cream,
Yeah,
sugar, or
they got
anything?
everything straightened out.
Cream or sugar?
Cream.
Cream?
I'll put ice cream in it.
Linda, like,
Ice cream?
Yeah,
lemon meringue.
I got
You
it
want-
right here.
I have
Oh,
milk.
I'm sorry.
No, I'll
Small
put this in it.
Milk? Okay, there you go. Ice cream.
She says small piece. Mom, small.
Put ice cream in her coffee.
Maybe say big piece.
This sounds great to me.
You want tea?
It's like making it latte now, huh?
Yes.
Seems like you've done this before, Aunt Alice.
Yeah, that's right. How the relationship is, and I think Eric.
Eric
when
who?
he comes. Hi, Eric.
Right here.
Eric Peters.
Eric Peters?
Yes.
I think he's the one that can explain it all to
But
me.
he's going to give the Peters side. It'll be the true Simon side. Who's flattering is Eric? Maybe it's Megan.
Should we rekindle the war?
Yeah, you can.
His daughter might be coming up for the Cleveland Marathon in May, so maybe they'll be coming this way.
Who's this?
Eric's daughter, which one? Annie.
Annie.
Oh, that's right.
But sometimes she lies and doesn't come for anything.
Don't say that on camera.
She's so busy.
They were talking about coming to.
Tell you what,
So what else do we need to know?
She's
That's it.
got a real good job.
That's
Annie.
great. Yeah.
A small piece of the cherry.
For that Peaches, got a good job.
Kissing cousins. Oh yeah, related to that.
It's okay.
But Linda has 2 daughters.
they're cute. I just sat in front of it in church one time.
You know,
What?
our grandparents, the grandmother and the grandfather were related to each other.
That was in the olden days.
Hold on a second. Whoa.
You didn't know
So
that?
your grandparents.
Whose grandparents are related to each other?
Way back when that was common.
Well,
Really?
first generation.
There was a lot less people on the earth back
First
then.
generation.
You think about you go all the way back.
The first
Well, why don't you
generation.
use the cherry pie?
So,
Situ.
Me.
Jiddu.
Megan.
Situ and her husband were related to each other?
Right.
They were?
Yeah, are we all
You didn't know
related?
that?
Yes.
Must have been.
Oh, yeah.
So they're both there today.
How closely related?
Not closely related.
Science created. Yeah.
Fifth
Good Fifth cousins?
or sixth.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
It's not like cognac.
Right. That's not too bad. It's not that good.
There was a president.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Which one?
the town was so small.
Roosevelt.
How small was it?
How small was it?
Yeah.
So the- They
Teddy,
didn't
yeah.
travel from one area
think it
to
was,
the other to get a husband or a wife.
Didn't they have camels back then?
Yeah, we rode a cab. I got
Hey,
picture of
price of camel food back then, going up and up and up.
Wait, let's get the story out. One story at a time here.
I got jokes in.
What kind of pie do you want?
She's going to clean up the lemon.
I'm gonna have my tea.
It's coming. The water.
Okay, so continue.
Where was I?
The town
Start
was
over
so
again.
small.
So small.
Yeah. They would even marry first cousins.
Why not? Ashtabula's a small town.
Yeah. Cognacs even smaller.
Yep.
They married first cousins.
We ain't talking lost.
And I often wondered if they got morons for kids.
Well, let's look. Look at the family tree.
Yeah, look what happened when fifth and sixth cousins married. Oh my gosh.
And went to Lebanon, you would find a double of almost everybody here.
They say there is a twin someplace.
Yeah?
Even her?
She's not Lebanese.
Well,
No.
what nationality are you?
Double.
Irish?
German, Austrian.
Oh.
I think that's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
No.
They're a long ways apart. How'd that hook up?
Russian Dutch.
You wear wooden shoes?
And Marie had wooden shoes.
I just wear those kind that have the little buckles on up the sides. Those little, you snap the things.
I have no idea.
I don't know why, don't you remember?
I don't know, Graham. I have to look them up.
Oh, where'd you see Grandpa ride the camel at? Comfortable.
When he went to Lebanon, I got pictures of him somewhere.
Was it at the county fair?
No, he went out with a nephew. Wherever they went, I don't know where they went, but
You went out on the town.
they traveled for a few days.
On a camel?
No, together, they go different places. And I got pictures of him sitting on a camel, and the camel's walking.
He was bigger back then, though, wasn't he?
slightly, yeah.
Big camel. Alice, you ever ride a camel?
How do you expect me to get on top of a camel?
Maybe a baby camel.
I'm a shrimp.
Oh.
And so they would have to probably have a step ladder for me.
Hey,
They could,
we could get Eric
they kneel
down on all
the
fours,
ground.
get
Yeah.
a couple sacks of sugar for the humps,
And Bill,
put Alice in between it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be her
I think the
camel
camel
ride.
Could work.
rubbing at it.
Yeah.
I made arrangements to go. And
The
I
question
had
was, did you ever go to
everything
Lebanon?
already, my passport. I got a phone call from Monsignor or somebody that was in charge of the trip. And he said, due to the war, the trip was canceled. And that
What
was
war?
when it first started, over in Lebanon.
Which war? In Lebanon?
Yep.
What year was this?
And I had everything ready to go. I was so mad.
What year were you so mad?
What year?
Like 60s?
I think so.
We went to Lebanon, stayed a couple days.
And then when I was in Italy,
Wrong person, PJ.
I had a chance to go there.
Mm-hmm.
But I called the American Embassy. And they said, lady, if I were you, I would not take the chance. I said, why? He said, because of the political situation that was going on during that time. He said, I recommend that you do not go. So that was it. That's close, you know,
Yeah.
from Italy. I didn't go.
How come you got to go, Graham?
We were on a tour that took us to Italy,
Well, you went, didn't you,
Yeah.
Madeline?
and then we took off on our own from Italy for a couple of days. And we went. The city was at her brother's house in Anime
Thank you.
in Lebanon when we went to Italy. So we took off from our trip
Done?
on our own and went to Lebanon, and our flight going from Italy, we had to sit there. We lost about 4 hours sitting there because the ground crew was on strike and the plane couldn't go up. So we had to sit there and wait all that time. Well, that got us into Lebanon like 3 o'clock in the morning. And they finally, the strike was over and we could board. There was nobody around. We get in there and Louis, he could understand most of the Lebanese language, but he couldn't speak it, only a word or two. And we didn't have the money in Lebanese, and because there was a great big round thing when we got off the airplane, this big round thing, and where you throw your money in to use the telephone. Well, he couldn't do that because he didn't have the Lebanese money. There's nobody around. You look up there, and there was a big ledge, and there was a uniformed man with a great big rifle over his shoulder. He's touring his guard. He's walking back and forth. Well, next thing you know, there was a woman comes out. She's in uniform. She's down with us on the floor where we were, and she was kind of a heavy-set Lebanese woman. She spoke English too, and she come over and she apparently Situ must have, or some of her family must have called or come to the airport, I don't know what, to see if we'd come in, because this woman knew that they were looking for us. So we get in there, and the woman called, because we couldn't do it. She called, and well, I don't know what his name was, but one of her brothers,
Habib.
his brother, came
Yes.
came down and picked us up in the little tiny, these little bug cars that we have now. We call Volkswagen. There's a lot of them there, and took us, and we got in their house. Oh, it's a big house, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning too, and they had a table that, well, about twice as big as this one long. It
Wow.
wasn't this wide though.
Full of food?
And people were sitting all that waiting for us. Yeah, there was food.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
They'd been eating and drinking, and they had the audit. And they put, the audit was in some kind of a, I got one of the things downstairs, bought one of them. And Lloyd sits down. He
They
was on the
expect you to
opposite.
eat at 3 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh my cow.
Lloyd gets a hold of this thing and he pours the audit into his glass, and he gets like a half a glass full of it, but he just picks it up and drinks it right down.
Oh.
And everybody's watching him, you know, because you're supposed to dilute it with a lot of water. And,
That's powerful stuff.
oh yeah.
Oh.
And that was, and we, but their beds weren't like real beds, so you crawl into, I don't know what it was, crawled into that night. But the house was cold
Oh.
next morning, and they had, one of the daughters had these 2 little girls, they're 3 years old. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and she's getting these little kids dressed in this dark, they're going to school. They start real early, real young.
Wow.
And,
How did you feel?
oh, I got sick.
And not
It was so
knowing the
cold.
language,
Well,
but you had Louis with you.
he understood it, but he couldn't speak it.
It'd be kind of different, wouldn't it?
What
Well.
city were you in?
I knew.
Where is the Simon family from? Where did the roots go back to? Come on.
I
Anyone?
hear you.
Where does the Simon family roots, what town do they go back to? Where'd they come from in Lebanon?
Beit Midi and Ein Sayedi.
That's what I thought.
I didn't
Two
Spell that.
different,
Yeah.
two different towns.
Yeah.
Small, just like Ashtabula and
Yeah.
Harbor.
What towns?
Beit Midi and Ein Sayedi.
Oh yes, I've heard of Bank Midi, but not Nine City.
Ein Sayedi.
Oh.
Cincinnati.
And why did they end up in Ashtabula? When they came over,
Because
why?
there was a few Lebanese people here. They were either related to them or friends. And because they were here, they came here.
And didn't they change the name in New York? Someone told me they changed their last name in New York. Oh.
They were supposed to be called Abiaun.
Yeah.
A-B-I, capital A-O-U-N. And the guy that was taking the information down in New York, he says, oh, what's your first name? And he said, Simon. Simon, we'll make it Simon. That wasn't even our last name, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
It's Abiaun.
So we're fake?
You're a Moor. You don't even count.
Oh, they're fake?
Yeah, I had heard that story.
Yeah. It's interesting how the names got changed.
Right. So then
No.
when all the new ones came over, they just changed their name to Simon automatically?
No, they kept their name.
Because
Just like the cousin, what's his name that died?
Nassif.
Nelda's
Yeah,
husband.
yeah, Nassif
He
kept,
kept his name, Abiaun.
because they didn't change theirs.
No. But
I think you should change your name, Uncle Paul.
of the problem of the
Your
language.
tattoo's wrong too. Your tattoo's wrong
That
too.
was the
Then.
whole thing, and whichever
that's
was
true.
easier for
Right.
the guy that was taking down the information, He decided what to put down.
Lazy Americans.
Who was?
What year did they come over?
What
What
year?
year? Yeah. When did they come over?
1920. And if you look it up in,
Oh Jesus.
if you look it
Get
up,
that?
Yes. Yeah.
well, that doesn't match your color, but it would.
In the same family.
What was I saying?
You look it up.
1920.
If you look it up in
1920.
something.
You can go on the internet
Megan,
and
bring
you
that.
can find
I
out
don't get it.
Ellis Island.
the name of the boat,
Yeah.
who was on it.
But how do you find out? 'Cause that's the Ellis Island site. I'm on that site, but I could never find it.
Well, Marty found it on the internet. I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Call
Marty,
him.
your son or
Were you looking for
grandson?
Simon or Abby
Simon.
Allen?
I looked up both.
What did you click on to?
Ellis Island.
Yeah.
And then I put, but I don't know what year they came over. So maybe
1920.
I will check the year now.
1920.
'Cause I am on the site.
And they'll give you the name of the boat.
Do you know the name of the boat?
No?
The Mayflower.
I know it's not the Titanic.
So what else do we need to know?
I want to hear Alice speak Arabic.
Say those bad words in Arabic.
Yes.
Dog. Say dog. Kelb.
El Kelb.
Your dad knew Arabic well, but he couldn't speak it well.
He could understand
He
it.
could understand it. I'll say,
Say Carolyn is the best girl in the whole wide world.
what?
Say Carolyn's
That's
the
what I
best
say,
girl
too.
in the whole wide world. Or you can say Kiki. I don't care which.
Actually, you can say anything. We won't know.
I'm trying to figure that out. Let's see.
I used to know 2 or 3 swear words in some of these.
Just don't call me
Is
a
the
Carol.
what?
Best girl. Or just something very complimentary.
Carolyn, I want to say is, I
That's
don't know
okay.
what it is.
That's
in
English.
Arabic.
That'll work.
Carolyn is,
There you go.
I can't, some of the words I can't make.
Well, just say anything then.
Just say what's for dinner.
Shubadakteko.
Huh.
Where do you want to go? La wine raya. There's a lot of.
How do you spell that? Phlegm. Phlegm.
And if you want to say, give me a kiss, Atini Bausi. Dini Bausi. That's not hard to say. Atini Bausi.
All right, I'll go give you a kiss. You've asked 3 times now.
Now,
We got a comedian in the crowd.
now, your mom and like Situ, how'd they learn their English? Just from you kids, or?
Yes. Yeah. And my mom learned how to write her name. We would show her, Mary, Simon, and she practiced it till she got it.
Good for her.
And when she did master it, she was very proud.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was my godmother.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Being told that.
Okay, now let's get to the important stuff. Swear words.
Kelb.
Wait a minute, you record this. Hold on.
After I say it, I have to say mea culpa.
Yes.
Just say
But
mea
in-
culpa now, then you're all set.
Oh, I remember my dad, when he used to get mad, he'd say, Yilandinik.
Ooh.
Yeah. But that's a bad one. That's condemning your beginning. It's the only way
That's
I
it?
can
So what did you
remember.
do to have him say that to you?
No. When he'd get mad, it's an incident or
Oh,
something.
so it wasn't because of you kids.
That's what he'd say, Yilandinik, and then if you want to tell him to go to hell, you tell them, Ruh al Bait. Bait is home. Ruh means go. Al is to. Ruh al Bait.
So he said, go
And if
go
you
to
want
home.
money, if you want money, you say, I'm going to say, I want money. Badi Masari. Masari is money. Did you know that?
Yes.
You know that?
Yeah.
And then if you want to ask anybody what they want, you say Shubadak. That's the male version. Female would be Shubadik. The male and the female gender of the word.
PJ, what's that dessert that guy wanted to know when the bike ride? He was Lebanese. What was that called?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Bike ride, that was the guy that was Lebanese.
Yeah, Digger.
Yeah,
Dessert.
yeah, a cookie or something.
I don't know.
I ain't gonna say it either.
I don't remember what it is, so
And if you need
spell
to,
it.
if you need to go to the bathroom, you say a female Badi Ruh. Badi Ruh al Sheshma. Sheshma is the bathroom. Male would be Badi Badak. Ruh al Sheshma. Sheshma is a toilet.
So sometimes you have a sheshma mouth.
What was that? I remember him telling the story. I don't remember the name of the cookie.
Sometimes
Part
just
of
knowing
male.
a few words
Male
comes in handy
percentage.
when you're somewhere. You don't want anybody
Wiener?
to
Yeah,
know what you're saying.
wasn't called wiener.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called?
You know,
I used to spend so much time down at the Sithu's
rhymes
house.
with clock.
Of course, she'd forget all the time that I couldn't understand the
Don't you remember
her
that?
language. And she'd talk
So
to
you
me
have to ask
in
her.
Lebanese.
She'd start talking to you in Lebanese.
Yeah, but and then she'd catch herself and try to tell me in English. But I learned when her and Mrs. David, Mary Ann David, would be together, and I was over there, and they would be talking. Of course, everything was in Lebanese. But I knew when they were talking about me, and I would get.
How did you know?
I got where I could I didn't understand, but I knew what they were talking, who they were talking about, or what they were talking about. And so I got, I recognized a lot of words,
Mm-hmm.
but it went down the drain. I don't remember
Yeah.
half a dozen of them now.
Well, my daughter, because my mother-in-law spoke Finnish, she knew Finnish, and my mother, speaking Arabic, she learned both languages.
Oh, wow, I didn't know
And
that.
she understands both. Mm-hmm. Because when I worked, my mother would take me for 1 or 2 days, and so while she was there, my mother would be speaking Arabic to her, so she learned it.
Yeah.
Then when she was with my mother-in-law, it was Finnish, and so she learned both languages.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Well, kids can pick that stuff up real fast too. Especially if it's a bad word, either whether it's English or what.
Oh, in German I know, was ist los? Now, I think that means,
Kill the Jews.
what do you want? Do you know?
What?
What is that?
What's his
I know a
los?
little bit German.
That's was ist los. It means either what do you want or what's wrong. I'm not sure. A couple of my friends taught me that.
Sing us a song in Arabic.
Oh, the lowest thing that any Arabic person can call another one. Ahia Kalb. Kalb is a dog.
You
That is the lowest you can call them. That's
do this too.
that's worse than that's worse than anything else. A dog isn't very popular over there at all. That's kind of a lowly animal. So if anybody calls you a kalb,
Them's
you're
fighting
a
words.
dog.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah, kalb.
What's Sharmut?
Sharmut,
Oops.
not very good. It's oh, sharmut. I have to explain it. Just a bad guy. Sharmut is a bad guy. And Akrut is even worse.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, Akrut is worse than Sharmut. But they're both bad.
What are they?
Hmm?
What are they?
Bad guys. Nasty.
Akrut and Sharmut. That's not very good. What's she doing, scratching her back?
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. I don't think she knows.
Can you sing us a song in Arabic?
Let's see.
I mean, you can just say, I have to go to the bathroom over and over again. We'll never know.
Let's see. Beledi, ya beledi, beddi ruhala beledi. That means, my country, oh my country. I want to go back to my country.
I got a bushel basket full of records down in the basement. Big basket. All Lebanese.
She used to have the big records, remember?
They're down my basement.
Yeah, the Lebanese records.
Well, that's a fine how do you do.
Yeah.
It was a big night. I swear they would have a bushel. What's that material that
Velcro.
potatoes come in? Potato sacks? Potato sack. That would be this high.
Like a burlap.
Burlap.
Yeah.
That would be filled with walnuts. And the men would
Sounds
all
like a
get
party.
around a big table like this, New Year's Eve, and play cards. And they would play with the walnuts, instead of money.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. And the guys would be smoking, and the room would be blue with smoke.
Hmm.
Oh. You remember that dining room in the old house?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big dining room. And that's where they would all get together on New Year's Eve and play cards with this big burlap sack loaded with walnuts. Yeah. They loved card playing.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the heavy rollers, they would play that bar book or bar, what is it? Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Forgot. Begins with a B. But it was interesting.
Well, they had that for music. Is that what you're thinking about? I think they used to beat.
Oh,
What was that
you
called?
mean it was round,
Yeah.
and they'd put it in their hand like
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah,
they'd beat with
right.
it. Well, that's some kind of a drum, but there's a name for it.
Yeah, but I don't.
And I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Because the fellows from Youngstown were
Yes.
there when we got married. They played,
Yeah.
and I've never seen him or heard of him before, and I'd love to learn
Oh.
real fast.
They would play that,
Yeah.
and everybody would get up and do the Debeki.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, but you know what? That's all lost now.
Oh yeah, they don't do anything
Yeah.
anymore.
We used to, when our first generation people, when they came over, well, then their children learned all those
Mm-hmm.
things. But then the second generation, third generation, they never carried it through.
I better go to Lebanon and find me a cousin to marry then.
5th or 6th.
And they're all very pretty girls,
Oh, they are really pretty.
aren't they?
Babes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I had to laugh at my grandson. I think he was about 15 years old. And we took him to Youngstown to the Lebanese store to buy bread. Oh my God, he couldn't get over the beauty of this girl
Yeah.
that waited on us. And she was from Lebanon,
Mm-hmm.
but speak English and everything. And he just had her in his mind. I couldn't get over it.
Oh, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
They're not. I have a sweater that just, well, like we got in there so early in the morning, 3 o'clock. But when we left the day after, one of Louis' cousin, she knitted me a black and white sweater, about 3/4 length sleeve.
Sweater?
Sweater, yeah. And it had these sparkly threads. Well, you can still get the thread here.
Oh,
And but I still have it. And I think I've worn it once or twice. But and she had gave me a picture. It wasn't in a frame at the time. She just made it. It was of a red rose with a black background, and it was all hand stitched, embroidery. And there's another picture too, but I forgot what that one was. But I still have the rose. I have the sweater yet. So,
but
there
they
was-
all knew handwork.
oh yeah, oh
They
all
knew it all.
So your mom and dad were probably related to each other then?
Sure.
Your cousins? And
Sure.
Situ and her husband?
Sure. But not closely. The
Right.
fourth or fifth cousin, something like that.
And they were arranged marriages?
No,
They weren't?
no.
Oh, that part's good.
Mm-mm.
And why did your dad come over here?
Well, Dad was here first
Why'd he come?
because of the other guys that were here that he knew.
Why did they come?
Because somebody was here that they knew.
Why did the first one come?
Probably to come to the new world and maybe make $1 million.
Okay. And what did your dad do when he got here?
Sold dry goods in a big bag, suitcase on his back, climbing the hills of West Virginia, door to door.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
So how many started off in West Virginia? Is that where they all first came?
My dad, Uncle Paul. I can't remember if Uncle Mose went there, but I know Uncle Paul and Dad. I don't know.
I have a good one. Tell a story about Uncle Mike.
That's
a good one.
Uncle Mike was the black sheep of the family. He was a big gambler, big card player, had a confectionery store in Buffalo, New York. And with the roll of the dice, he lost it. he bet the store.
Oh, wow.
Actually, he bet the store. And with the roll of the dice, he lost the confectionery store. He's a big gambler. And not much for working. The brothers subsidized him most of his life. And then later on, when my dad had the dry goods store at the depot, upstairs was a hotel for railroaders, you know,
Mhm.
stay overnight. And that's where Uncle Mike stayed, because he didn't work. So Dad gave him a room, and that's where he lived, up there. And I remember Mom would make lunch for him, and I would have to take it. I'd go in his room. The wall of his room was filled with him spitting. It was just sickening.
How old were you?
Oh God, when I went there, I used to carry his lunch. I was probably 9 or 10. Yeah. That man was subsidized by his brothers
Mhm.
his entire life. Because that was the brother.
Right.
They took care of him. And he lived upstairs in the hotel over Dad's store. And my dad went up there and found him dead. He had one leg in the pant leg and evidently trying to get the other leg in, and he died just like that with the one leg in his pant leg.
Mhm.
He wasn't a drinker, not a drunk at all.
Mhm.
But when he would walk on Lake Avenue, well, we lived on this side of the street. Do you think for one moment he would walk on the side of our house? Always across the street. We would see him go. Yeah, he was a little bit off. He had to be the way he acted.
Mhm.
Now, Situ did she have this, they all worked at the same store then? Because I remember going to Depot Street to a store and we would hand dip ice cream out. And there was a rooming house, you go up the stairs, there was a rooming house. Is that the same place that your dad had then?
At the depot?
Yeah, it was across the street from the depot, and they had a rack with games on the back wall. I remember the games.
That was,
And
yeah, the
Joe-
boys, the Simon brothers had that.
Yeah,
But
Uncle
then,
Joe.
how old were you?
Probably this big, not very big, maybe this big.
I can remember
I could
going
see
there.
over the counter, so I had to be about this tall, maybe 6 or 7. You think?
Well, that had to be probably Uncle Paul had the confectionery store.
Situ worked there.
Hmm?
Situ was working there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they all just kind of worked there.
Yeah, Joe bought the confectionery store from Shia's. The confectionery store was here, the hotel was here. They had a lobby, and they had all these leather chairs, and you'd see these guys sitting in there sleeping. I remember that. And on this side was the confectionery store.
Mm-hmm.
Shia's owned it before Joe bought it from them. Then Joe wanted to build a new confectionery store, and he bought this one building that used to be a garage, and he started building to make a new confectionery store. And it was really nice, everything brand new. And he went to Wheeling, West Virginia to get a counter or something from Dorothy. And that's when he got in that accident and died.
I think I was in kindergarten when that happened.
Yeah.
I was pretty little.
Do you remember Joe?
And his
Yeah.
dog, he had a wiener dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a confectionery store, what would they sell?
Where?
What?
Oh, they sold cigars, cigarettes, candy, ice cream, sodas, milkshakes. I don't know if they sold coffee. Maybe they did. Work gloves. Not much other. They made a living on that. Sodas, sundaes, milkshakes. They had candy by the pound, bulk. They had candy in boxes, real nice, pretty boxes. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pound. The place I really loved. I don't know whether you remember it, Madeline. Candyland.
Oh, yeah.